I love leopards because they're edgy, they're bad-tempered, they're very moody. The one cat, although any of the cats, a lion, tiger, any of them would hunt you, but a leopard would, if it knew you were hunting it will turn around and hunt you. Where there's not too many animals that do that, but they're one of them. And I like that. I like that they're intelligent. They're the one animal that you don't see in the ring. You can see tigers being trained, you can see lions being trained. It is rare to have a leopard because they are a very difficult creature. And so that allowed me to give those difficult traits to their counterpart, the man or the woman who is with them. And it's important to me when I'm writing the book that the whole book feels as if you are dealing with a leopard even when you're dealing with that man, that at any moment that temper can come out. All those leopard traits can come out. When I'm reading a book that says, oh, he's a werewolf, and there's nothing of a werewolf trait in him, it is very distressing to me because the author has not done her research. You have to, if you're going to really write a book like that, he has to be, and she has to be, what you're telling your readers that they are. So when you pick up one of my leopard books, you're going to get somebody who's very alpha, very dominant, very into, now I did create a mythology. Most leopards are solitary creatures, but in mine, they're not. The male and the female stay together and in fact go back life after life to find each other. Well, mostly I've just used, the type of leopard you would find on the savannas or in Africa. But I've used Amar leopards, and I did that because I needed a place in Russia, and they just so happened to have them. I've used a clouded leopard because I think they're so adorable, if one wants to call them that. But mostly I've used a standard leopard, but I intend to try to go back and find every type and find a way to integrate them into the various stories. That was my original intention. Anyway, a lot of the species are bordering on extinction, and so it's important to me to sort of get them and their traits out there. It's a combination. So first, I have a hero the hero almost always comes to me first. And in this case, Joshua had been in several books. So I knew him pretty well, and I knew his personality. I knew all the things that had happened to him. So whatever hero is there, and what type of man that he is, then that determines the type of heroine that he needs. Because if you don't have the right type, like for instance, somebody who is a very dominant man, they all are kind of dominant, but someone who that needs this very submissive woman would never have been okay with a heroine like her. She's a really great person, but she wouldn't have worked with, say, Eli. And Eli's woman, Katerina, would never work with Joshua. So you have to know the type of person. It's just like in reality, in a real relationship, what works for one person isn't going to necessarily work for another. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a girlfriend and think, oh my God, how can you live with that man? It's just one of those things. So you try to match up how they're going to really work. She had come to me several times, her type, her personality type, and I never had the right man for her. But as soon as I was doing Joshua's book, she jumped back into my head. And I knew right away, the very first thing that I wanted was the walk of shame thing, because I wanted a woman who could laugh at herself, be embarrassed, but still laugh at herself and go, okay, I did it, I did. Own up to what she did, take the consequences of her actions, not whine about it, but just go, okay, this is what I have to deal with, and deal with it. And that was her entire life. She dealt with whatever came her way in a big way. She was not somebody who was going to hide in the closet if there was a problem.